Hello and welcome to my channel. I hope you enjoy the story. This was written by a real human. So please leave a like if you enjoy it to help the channel and subscribe for future content. It's free. Links to the story and Patreon will be in the description. Please go and support the author. Any support is always appreciated. If a human narrator would like to narrate my stories, please contact me. I write these in my spare time between work and my children and just don't have the time or quiet space to narrate them myself. I hope you can understand. Thanks for your time, and again I hope you enjoy the story. And for the love of everything YouTube, this is literature, so please leave my channel alone. Let's get into it, folks. Cats at the Cradle Part 3. Sergeant Barbara Thornton, 36, was born in Olympus Habitable Dome 71D, Mars. Completed Sol Military Academy with top marks, and with distinguished merits in leadership, tactical acumen, and astrophysics. For some reason not noted anywhere in her file, was never promoted further, though there is a lot that has been redacted. His aide paused for a moment. He knew it was only him scanning ahead in Miss Thornton's file, so he casually took another piece of bacon and nibbled on it. She served 5 cycles admirably on 3 different ships before finding herself on the Hudson during the Omega crisis on Proxima Centauri B's habitat rings. She was in charge of a team of specialists that managed against all odds to break through the Eladrin shield wall at Nabal Power Core on the 2nd habitat ring. Another pause before the man across from him cleared his throat, licked his thumb and turned the page. While her team was successful, only 3 of them survived. Barbara was legally dead, however. It's noted here that she still had rather strong brain waves in the initial medical scan, and the acting physician had immediately placed her in an available medical regeneration tube. While very expensive and wholly not normal procedure at the time, the Senate ordered whatever could be done for her, and the other 2 soldiers that they managed to pull out. The Senate wanted to use them as propaganda against the evolving AI threat. However, Sergeant Thornton, upon fully healing, had completed her 6th cycle while in the hospital, and coming up on the end of her physical therapy was ambushed by some overly eager politicians trying to force a photo opportunity. She informed them, in front of the media cameras, that she wasn't a hero, and she sure as hell hadn't voted for any of their spineless asses. "Are you all right, sir?" his aide asked as he involuntarily inhaled the swallow of orange juice he had been taking. Yes. He cleared his airway and waved for the man to continue. "Just went down the wrong pipe." His aide looked back at the file in his hands, found his spot and continued. "She actively refused the subsequent Medal of Valor the Senate tried to give her at the time." He paused again. This may be why she was never promoted further. It seems Sergeant Thornton, in one way or another, while extremely qualified for naval leadership, has managed to piss off enough politicians that even if the Navy tried to get her promoted, they wouldn't be able to. He finished. "Thank you, Bill. Anything else I should know before I kick the proverbial hornet's nest called the Senate?" asked President Allen of the U.S. Alliance. Miss Thornton deserved something for what she had just done, not to mention for her prior services to the Alliance. Or how to reward Miss Thornton and get her to accept it? He ran his hand through his short brown hair. "Well, sir, with the Senate being deadlocked right now, there is no way of knowing exactly how they will take your offer to Admiral Volmub and the Orion refugees. As far as they know, the Orions we currently have on the Phoenix and Titan 7 are the only surviving members of their species, except maybe a few spacers that might have been away from their system. So technically he has the right to speak for them in front of the Senate. However, we really need to find this regent that he keeps referring to. They will have the authority to speak for, if not the entire Orion species, then at least those refugees from their planet Farsi." He nodded. It would be a lot easier to sell their entrance into the Alliance if they could find this Orion leader to speak for them. The problem was, during the incident at the B-111 gate, pretty much everyone on the Claw and Regent's Pride had jettisoned in life pods, and though the U.S. Alliance had found a lot of them, in the debris field left from 2 ships' reactors going critical, no one could guarantee they got them all, no matter how good the Navy's search and rescue was. The Admiral refusing to speak for his people had put a hold up on his administration pushing through an amendment to allow interstellar refugees temporary civilian status. The current laws allow for them to be accepted but would never allow for them to stay long-term, or even offer them an opportunity to become citizens. From the information he had been given on the situation, and the swarm ships captured thereafter, Miss Thornton had saved billions of Alliance lives, possibly even the Cradle itself if any of those bugs had managed to reach a planet. He had been briefed by Admiral Horn on that evolving situation and watched a 20-minute POV feed of Master Sergeant Gregory and his team tearing through those insects like a tornado through a tissue paper house. Only 2 had received wounds in the altercation. Out of 479 broodlings, 12 broodling queens bloated with thousands of eggs, and 104 pregnant viril. Only 21 broodlings, 1 queen and 78 viril had surrendered. 2 Terran Marines lay in the ICU unit on Titan 7 as Navy doctors worked to figure out what they had been injected with. Both were still in critical condition last he had been briefed. The Admiral could have made it easier on them, he tried to convince him. But the Admiral had adamantly refused, saying, "I am a warrior, a soldier, and a grandsire. I can speak about honor, tactics, and the joys of siring a large family. I am not qualified for such a role unless none of the Regent's bloodline remains. I cannot, and will not represent the whole of my people in anything else at this time." He had then looked directly at him through the video call link. The Admiral's golden cat-like eyes narrowed to slits. "I would rather suck space, as one of your lieutenants so elegantly put it, as to willingly enter that room with all those grats that..." He had found out grats were the Farsi equivalent of Earth's snakes. His nanites had taken a second to catch the slang word and translate it. He chuckled at the memory. He couldn't blame the man, most of the time he felt the same way. And Miss Thornton? Well, I may have a workaround. 6 cycles ago the Senate pushed through a salvage law, ostensibly for one of the senator's sons to rake in revenue by. He listened to his aide, a smile spreading across his face. Miss Thornton wouldn't be able to get out of her much-deserved reward and promotion. Not this time. Thanks for listening. Please leave a like and hit the subscribe button if you enjoyed the story. If you feel generous and want to support the author's work, go visit the Patreon link in the description. Any support is welcome. Until next time.